Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button now, please.
Little black dress don't change and I get one up to hold it to touch your girl catchy. I know your friends say bullo ole or so man in the little black dress don't change.
Here we're going to introduce the Goofy Girl, because I didn't really get her name, and it's not really important, because this is the story of many girls around this world.
I'm involved with a guy. And when we first got together, he essentially was like, I'm married. However, we are separated. And, I kind of saw that coming through in the way that he was behaving, because I'd been to the apartment, there were separate rooms, I'd met the family.
Not his wife and his kids.
No kids.
Just his wife and her.
No, but the mom, the dad, friends, all that stuff. And we spent.
Wait a minute, I want to make sure I heard this correctly. You went to a married man, you knew he was married, and you went to his motherfucking house, and you didn't meet the wife, but you met the mama and daddy. Mama and daddy bogus. If you just said what I think you said, you met the mama and daddy? I mean, did they know who you were? I mean, it don't matter whether they knew who you were. They knew their motherfucking son brought some other female over to the house. Mom and dad foul. Especially if he's still married. Make this shit make sense. Girl, stop. You going into enemy territory? He telling you he married, and you going into enemy territory where he live with another female. Make it make sense. That's enemy territory. I was the wife. There'd be 2 ass whoopings that would be got in that apartment.
Holidays together, not just like part of the day, but like the whole Valentine's Day, the whole Christmas, the whole Thanksgiving, stuff like that. Anyway, things went well for a while until they weren't, and he did some very hurtful things.
He did some very hurtful things, and he probably got a right to do a whole bunch of hurtful things, because he's somebody else's motherfucking husband. This is what she seems to be glossing over. This is somebody else's motherfucking husband. Why the hell is it standard to be dating somebody's husband and somebody else's man? Why is this standard in this goddamn community? What the hell?
Which happened around the time that I was transferring universities. And so I chose to leave because, in his words, he said, I don't care where you go. Go, leave. So I did. Eventually, leave turned into, I hope you find your way back to me. Please come back. And we've been trying to work it out. I moved states from Florida all the way to Rhode Island. I left.
He's a married man, but separated. They live in the same apartment, correct? But they're in separate rooms. And you know this because you visited the apartment. You said you met his family within that apartment, correct? Spent holidays together, which I would assume would be very serious. Christmas, Thanksgiving, all of the things. Now you guys have been through a couple of things where you told him or you threatened him, I'm leaving, I'm done. And he said, go on ahead, okay? You guys worked it out, and you decided to move from Florida to Rhode Island for him. Is that
No. So we were both in Florida, at which point, when we had gotten into it, he was saying, here are all the ways I feel like you're falling short.
This motherfucker. Who is this man to tell me where the fuck I fall short at? And you got a whole wife somewhere else. Who the fuck allows you to tell me anything about where I'm falling short at, and you got a wife? How you allowing him to tell you anything? Make this shit make sense.
I need you to fix it. So I started making the effort on the things that he'd brought up. And he was like, at one point, he sat me down and he said, anything you're doing now, you're doing for another man. And I was like, I don't like that. I'm going to leave. And so I did. That's when I moved from Florida to Rhode Island to continue my studies, because that's something that's very important to me, which turned into come back. I want to build together. I hope you find your way back to me. Started trying to work things out. However, I told him, I intend on finishing my degree. I'm finishing my bachelor's right now, going into my master's. And if I move back to be with you, I need you to not be living with another woman, and I need you to be divorced. To which he...
See, any man that gives a damn about you wouldn't even get involved with you until he was separated and out of the house and divorced from his wife. Let me say it again. Any man who gave a fuck about you would know that what he is doing is some fuckery. And he would not get involved with you unless he was already divorced and not living in the house with his parents and whoever the fuck. His parents is trash because they allowing this and they not saying anything. They should have said something to you when you came over to visit. Unless it don't matter whether that ex-wife is goofy, crazy, psycho. It don't matter. One way or the other, he should have divorced her before he started bringing you home. Now, you got to have a mama and a daddy somewhere. Somebody got to be telling you that you on some goofy shit. And if they ain't telling you on some goofy shit, you landed right on my plate. So I'm going to tell you doing that goofy shit. You doing that dumb shit that ends up where you got 2-3 goddamn babies by a bandit who ain't never left his wife. Because you allowed him to get your panties and you got pregnant trying to make him leave his wife. That's the dumb shit y'all young girls do. Let me get pregnant. Now that I graduated from college, let me get pregnant. And he gonna have to leave his wife. He ain't got no baby by her. Let me see if I can get pregnant by him. And then he got to leave her. See, that's the dumb shit y'all be thinking. And then he still don't leave his wife. Why they still married? I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. He could have been done divorced her. Unless he doing some motherfucking religious shit where they can't get no divorce ever, he lying to you. And you the goofy falling for it. Make it make sense.
There was some pushback on that, where he was like, we have businesses tied together. I don't want to divorce her until I'm sure that I want to marry another woman.
Really? I gotta meet this motherfucker. I would love to meet this motherfucker. How you own the dumb shit with this girl when you know you trash? I don't want to divorce her unless I know I'm going into another relationship. That's the whole fucking point. You're never going to have a good relationship because you are trash and you are still married and you are fucking around with a young girl. And you probably ain't even using no condoms. Make it make sense.
I said, that's fine, but we can work things out with me over here. If you're asking me to make a sacrifice, I need you to honor that sacrifice by sacrificing in turn, which I felt like was a fair ask. I wasn't pushing. I wasn't saying, well, I'm not coming unless you, if you don't want to do that, that's fine, but I don't want to then be part of the equation. For reference, I'm 22, he's 33, so there is a bit of an age dynamic.
You see the shit? You see the fuckery? You see why? You see why you don't get married? You don't deal with men on that level until you're older and you understand your worth. She has zero self-esteem. She putting up very, very low standards, low ultimatums, low. She giving in to everything, and this motherfucker just pouring over her. He just pouring water all over you, saying, fuck it. She ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. She loved it me. She ain't going nowhere. I don't care whether I got a wife and kids or nothing else. She gonna stick right there because she a goofy.
Dynamic at work. Outside of that, he's great. He treats me well. He's thoughtful. He listens to what I say and he acts on it, but I can't help but feel like it's two completely different people that I'm dealing with. That's where we're at right now, where I kind of put my foot down. I said, here are the sacrifices I'm willing to make, but I need us both to be equally committed to this. And he was like, no, like, I don't want to do that. And I feel like he's putting it on me, like, you're backing out when it's your turn to give, like my turn to sacrifice. Because he has sacrificed, do certain things with and for me.
I don't feel like he has, because he needs to divorce his wife and move out of that apartment. Okay, and that's not even a sacrifice. That's just something that he needs to do if he's serious about dating anyone. And I don't think that's fair to you. I think you deserve someone, like I just told Gabriella. I told her this last night and I just posted it on my page. I just told this girl, Gabriella, I think you deserve someone who's available on paper and off paper. You're 22.
You 22, you got your whole life ahead of you. You ain't got no kids. Before you end up having a baby, getting pregnant by this bandit, you need to get the hell on. And you ain't gonna listen. Just like every 22-year-old on this planet, they know better. He loved it, me. He loved it, me. He loved it, me. He got a whole wife. A whole wife. And you don't understand. This man and his parents are snowballing you into some bullshit. He's got a platonic wife? A platonic wife? Make this shit make sense. What do you mean platonic wife? What is a platonic wife? You ain't never met the wife, according to you. You done met the family and everything. Why you ain't met the wife? Tell them you want to meet the wife. I bet you that motherfucker script to change like a motherfucker if you ask them to speak to the wife.
You should be in your I have options era. When I say I have options era, it doesn't mean you're sleeping around with men, but you can find another very quickly. That man has too much baggage. 33, don't got his stuff together. Okay, he has it's just too many variables. You're very smart. You're mature for your age. I think you know better. You're a beautiful young woman. The world is your oyster, literally. I know you love him. I know it's easier said than done when you're in this situation because no one knows where the shoe pinches unless you have the shoe on. So I do understand that. But from the outside looking in, you are young. You have your whole life ahead of you. You have a plethora of options. You can find another 33-year-old who's willing to do twice as much and not be married.
Yeah. I think part for me where it's like, do I want to give this up? I feel like I've never had someone who listens like he does. Like, I remember once I mentioned like my favorite band in passing, and he like really got into the music, and then he looked out for venues where they were playing. Like, no prompting from me, but like looked out for the venues where they were playing, and then booked us this like multi-day.
He wanted to make sure your pussy was good and wet for the shit he was doing. He is a manipulator. That's what they do. That's what they do. Okay? Ciao. Bye.
Trip to like go see them just because he felt like it's something I would enjoy, like surprises, providing without me having to ask, like zero prompting, just listening and action, and like being supportive of my studies, knowing that I'm not willing to give that up. This is the part where I need him to give. And that's like the thing he's not willing to give on. And so a really big thing, I don't want to minimize it and make it seem like it's not a big deal. Like, you have a wife, you're living with someone. And as much as you say it's platonic, I see that it's platonic. Like you said, I am 22. I am in that stage in my life where it's like, there's no lack of option for me, but I'm like, this is it. And like, not lack of option as in like I'm sleeping around, because I'm not. This thing, like, I feel like it's just that wall. And like every other aspect, I feel like ideally he's someone I want, you know, articulate and smart and a good listener and a provider. And so that's where for me it's kind of.
Find it again. If you found it this time, you can find it again and even better.
Yeah.
That's what I think. At 22, you'll find it again and even better. I have to say this, Beauty. I've never heard of a platonic wife. I've never heard of that. And again, I don't think that is fair to you. I'm not here to put him down or, come at him with a pitchfork, but I think you deserve better. I think you deserve better. And again, no one knows what it's like until you are in the situation. So I understand. You've been with him for a while. You love him. You guys have a relationship, but it's unacceptable.
You deserve a hell of a lot better than what you're getting. A hell of a lot. Ain't no way. That mama and that daddy, his mama and daddy, trash.
No one knows what it's like until you are in the situation. So I understand.
We all know what it's like. Damn near every female done ran up on a motherfucking bandit who got a wife already. And every one of us done went through the same shit she done went through. The very same. Oh, I'm so in love. We all done been there. And a lot of us got babies behind this bullshit. Motherfucking disrespectful shit behind us bullshit. You keep saying people, we don't know. We all know. We looking at her like she a goofy. Cause we all know. We've been there. We've been goofies. We know.
Stan, you've been with him for a while. You love him. You guys have a relationship, but it's unacceptable. Well, I think you deserve more.
I think I want that guy. Like, I want to introduce someone to my dad who he can respect. And,
Your dad.
Girl, if you brought that motherfucker home and he got a whole wife to your dad, because you seem like you come from a nice, articulate family who understands the marriage and all of that other stuff. You bring that motherfucker home, your daddy gonna have a shotgun. I wish one of my kids would have brought home a married man talking about, I want to get with him. My husband would have thrown a shovel at his motherfucking ass, and when he went to catch it, my husband would have had a ball peen hammer ready to beat the shit out of his ass. You can't introduce him to nobody at your house because he's disrespectful. And this is disrespectful for you to even take a motherfucker like this home. Girl, stop.
To this guy right now and say, hey, Dad, he's married. He has a platonic wife who lives at home with him. Okay?
You see how you shaking your head? Because we all know it's disrespectful. And you know it's disrespectful. And you know that's what your daddy would say.
But, he does buy me X, Y, and Z. Would Dad be okay with that?
No. And like, he's, he'll move out. Yeah, I'll move out, but it's the divorce. I'm like, divorce her? No.
She said divorce her, and he told her no. What y'all think? No? You say no? I have business with her. Oh, okay. Well, then as soon as you get done with the business with her and you're divorced, then come back around. Maybe I'll be available when you get done divorcing her. But for right now, you ain't getting none of this ooncy no more.
I wouldn't be comfortable introducing him to my dad. And a part of me feels embarrassed because my dad...
She feels embarrassed. Really? Do you feel embarrassed enough not to pull your clothes off and fuck him no more? And he's somebody else's husband?
Mom invest so much into me, and I feel like they're not investing this in me for me to go and like let somebody play with me like that. Like, I should treasure myself more.
She understand the motherfucking playbook. She just don't want to play with it. I loved him. He gonna treat me like trash, but I loved him. That's what half our motherfucking women's problems are. You see that he trash, you know he trash, you know he pookie and ray, you know he don't mean motherfucking good, but the dick is good. He treat me so well. He's so thoughtful. And then you end up getting pregnant by a motherfucking bandit. And then you done got the man off the beginning. You done got the man of your dreams, gave you a baby, but now he's still married to somebody else and you got to move on.
I think by trade, I'm a social work major, but I think by trade, I'm just like empathetic and emotionally driven.
Not because that's kind of the thing that I do here. But when you're out in the world, you got to know how to cut that off, if that makes sense, and think more with your head, more logical than with your heart, and give that to people who deserve it. And like you said, your parents have invested so much into your education, into you. And I'm sure dad and mom want you to bring someone home, okay, who has a good head on their shoulders and who ain't out here with the riffraff. I hate to say it like that, but that's exactly what that is.
If you have doubts about you and this man, if you have to have a conversation with a motherfucker online about whether you need to be with a married man or not, then you know you got serious issues already going on. What is going on with you that you don't see that these are serious issues? Okay. If he really, really wanted you, he'd do what he got to do to get away from that wife. Okay. You can find somebody better. You're young, you don't have no kids, you single. You can find somebody else and find a single man ready to marry you, and that's why men have a problem. Y'all don't know how to throw them pookies and ray-rays away. This is what we mean by fucking around with trash men. Trash men. And it's only... Why have most of y'all fall into this trap of married men? What's going on?
But I'll give you grace because you are 22. You're allowed to make mistakes, and take this experience as, at least I know what I want. At least if I think about what I want someone who listens to the little things. That's what relationships, being young is about. It's about growth. But I don't think you're ready to leave yet. Just not yet. Not yet.
No, I did send that message today after therapy where I said, I want to be with you, but I want a happy life and a happy partnership more than I want that. So right now I'm just kind of seeing how he responds to that. And if he's not willing to take that step, then for me, it's done. I guess my question for you as a follow-up to that would be, in your opinion, at what point do you feel like it would be appropriate? Like, I'm not looking to try again anytime soon. Like, I want to continue with my therapy and fixing myself. But what things would you recommend that I work on to make myself a partner that even I would value?
Work on your self-esteem. That's what I want you to work on.
How do you not have self-esteem? This is what I want to know. You're attractive. You're intelligent. You're becoming educated. You don't have any kids. You have the world in front of you. Why do you have self-esteem issues? You know logically that you need work. Stop and get the work done. What makes me think I should entertain a married man? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. What inside me made me decide I was going to entertain a married man the minute he said he didn't want to marry me? And he did say he did not want to marry you. I can't divorce my wife because we got business, we got money going together. I'm not divorcing my wife. That says he don't want to marry you. And she said something about kids, and I'm not really sure what was that. Kid, how you entertaining a married man and you get indignant about having kids out of wedlock, or get indignant about getting pregnant by someone? Make this shit make sense. You know the right thing to do. You just asking for permission to do it. Well, here it is. Heathen Queen finna give the real to you. Ain't no way no man who's worth his salt allowing you to come up in the house that he has his wife there. He is disrespectful. He is disrespectful to his wife. He is disrespectful to his marriage. On top of that, his family is disrespectful to his wife and disrespectful to his marriage, on top of being disrespectful to you. He told you he ain't getting no divorce. He ain't divorcing her, so therefore he don't want to marry you. Okay. 2, he didn't even have enough pride in himself to divorce that wife and start his life all over again. He just running around making mess after mess, just like a fucking dirty ass dog, shitting everywhere and not cleaning on his feet, not cleaning his feet off, and he's just walking around putting shit everywhere. This ain't no honorable man. This ain't no man worthy of no 22-year-old who don't have her whole world in front of her. He got messy shit going on. And you should have looked at that the minute he said he was married and he wasn't going to get no divorce. You should have got up and bounced. So that tells me you have self-esteem issues somewhere. You need to work on those self-esteem issues. Get your money up. Block his ass. If he ain't in the same city, block his ass to the point where he can't deal with you no more. You can't deal with him no more. Immediately make sure that he can't get in touch with you no more. No way, no how. You give him that fucking ultimatum. I hate to say ultimatum, but you give him that thought. Don't come after me because I'm not the one. You're married, you're never getting a divorce. I can't live with that. That's not what I'm doing. That's how you say that. But this back and forth, he's taking advantage of you. Okay? And he probably can't get a divorce because maybe the wife got the money. And she the one who's the rich one. And he just married her for her money. Maybe that could be the fucking scenario. We don't know. Okay? You need to get away from the man because he means you no good. He told you he don't want to marry you. You take that and you bounce. And that's the advice from Heathen Queen. Straight from the motherfucking gut.